Hello guys, how are you doing? I'm doing fine and it's just about getting colder and the days are getting shorter, right? So as usual I have just come out with some news articles that I've just started doing. Let me know how you guys are kind of liking it. Okay, and what else you would like to see? I'm trying to incorporate as much as possible, but if you people give me idea about what more I can add, what else I could upload for you, it would be a real help for me. So I'm trying to give you the daily updates from now on. I've just started this a couple of days back, so I just am trying to get more information. And if you have something in mind, something that you would want to tell me, we can then go ahead and incorporate that. So let's start with the news articles, and it's 5:07 right now, so we can just you can just get your cup of tea as I have mine. I'll be reading out the news articles and having chai with you guys. So let's start. Okay, just I need to get a new stand for this. Okay, let me know if you can see me, if you are able to hear me, if I am visible, audible enough for you guys. Okay, let's start. This news is for the music lovers. Taylor Swift named Time's Person of the Year, capping her record breaking 2023. After launching a record shattering global tour and becoming the world's most streamed musical artist in 2023, Taylor Swift notched yet another accolade on Wednesday when Times magazine named the mega pop star as its Person of the Year. Swift took the award in a year when her nearly two decades of fame and influence came to a peak, the magazine said in announcing the title. She was the first person from the arts to be honored for her success as an entertainer. We know how huge her success is. She is the number one singer in the world right now, along with other stars, but nobody has been really able to beat her records. She has a lot of records on most of the streaming apps. She is at number one position. Her songs are always on the top 10 list, and it's usually on number one or number two. That's how popular she is. So let's just go ahead. Okay. Three Angels Aviary, what is your name? My name is Nivedita. You can just see my channel. I have a lot of news articles. I also do shorts on BTS, which is very much in demand. It has been requested to me by so many viewers so many times. So you will get your share of BTS bits on a daily basis. Early morning, not early morning, it's around 11:30 or 12. I start uploading the shots for the same day for BTS news. So you would have all the news for BTS on a daily basis. Uh, they are their day-to-day news articles. So you will get it. Apart from that, I have other news articles as well that I am sharing with you, and I'll be doing this on a regular basis from now on. Let me just pull my laptop here. Okay. I was doing this earlier before I started off with the BTS news, but so many viewers asked me to do shorts about BTS, so I started doing it. I wasn't very much aware of how I would go about it, but there were so many requests that I started making videos. Ashish, hello Ashish. Okay, next news article. KPMG plans merging UK and Swiss businesses. KPMG, one of world's big four accounting firms, has said on Thursday that it is exploring a merger of its UK and Swiss businesses in a bid to boost profit. KPMG UK had started talks with the Swiss unit to explore working together closely to benefit clients and partners. John Holt, CEO of KPMG UK, has revealed. Together, we will grow faster, be more profitable, and do so in a sustainable way. So, this is a win win situation for both UK and Switzerland, and also, of course, for KPMG. Next news article from China. Chinese e-commerce platform Temu drawing shoppers from US dollar stores. Temu, the fastest growing Chinese e-commerce platform selling $4 home decor and $10 shirts, is successfully taking on US dollar stores, including industry leader Dollar General, according to latest market data. As of last month, Temu accounted for nearly 17% of market share in the United States within the discount store categories, according to data analysts for Ernst Analysts. That compares to 8% for the Dollar Chain Five Below, 43% for Dollar General, and 28% for Dollar Tree. We know most of these e-commerce platforms which sell budget things, which sell things on commodities at a budget price. Now, Temu is giving a tough competition to them and is very quickly becoming, is actually, in fact, it is overtaking. It is overtaking most of the US dollar stores. This might not be a very good news for the US dollar stores. However, Temu is moving ahead very quickly. China is very good with all these strategies where they provide services at very low costs. Even the products that we get, the batteries that we get, the phones that we used to get earlier when they had launched the new phones, they were quite cheap. Now, of course, Chinese phones are quite expensive. But if you compare the price of other commodities, clothing, utensils, if you buy from a Chinese store, they are quite cheaper compared to other e-commerce platforms. That is the strategy of Chinese firms. Okay, let's see. Chai should also not be missed, right? Okay. Ukraine's Danube port infrastructure hit by Russian drones, and the driver has also been killed. A driver was killed and grain infrastructure damaged by a Russian drone attack on Ukrainian grain infrastructure near the Danube River. The governor of Odessa region has revealed. The governor said the drone attack lasted for over 2 hours overnight, and that while most were shot down, some got through, damaging a storage building, an elevator, and trucks. Ukraine's Danube ports have become a key artery for the country's huge export volumes of grain as Russia blockades the Black Sea since invading its neighbor in February 2022. We know Russia attacked Ukraine on 24th February 2022, and that is when the Ukraine war, the Ukraine invasion started, and ever since then it has been going through. Okay, so again the Danube port infrastructure was attacked and it was destroyed to a large extent. This is what Russia has been doing for the last 1.5 years. Uh, Not 1.5 years, it will be 2 years in February 2024. We are 1 year, 10 months into the Ukraine war, and the amount of loss that Ukraine has sustained is unimaginable. Unimaginable. Not only have people died in the Ukraine war, homes, hospitals, commercial buildings, schools, roads have been completely destroyed. Cities, towns, small villages have been completely destroyed. People have been removed from those areas, they have been displaced, and many of them have gone to, yes, European countries, neighboring European countries. Number one is Poland. Poland is one country which has sheltered more than 2 million Ukrainian refugees. The situation has become so bad in Poland that now they are unable to take more people. Now, the neighboring countries of Hungary, of Sweden, Hungary is not taking that many. Sweden, Moldova, Finland, they are taking Ukrainian refugees. But apart from that, the Ukrainian refugees are also moving towards the other places in Ukraine itself. Many people who had gone out of Ukraine have returned back. Many have stayed in these European countries, many have returned, and guess what? They have no homes to live in. They are living in shelters right now. Ukrainian government is doing a lot of things, but building back the economy will be a very tough situation under such circumstances. But President Zelensky is doing his own bit and giving shelter to almost all the refugees. But of what use would it be if Russia keeps on continuing its attack, right? Russia is still attacking, so they are back to square one with the attacks. They are staying in shelters and Russia is attacking. So this is going on. Next piece of news. Russia to hold presidential election on March 17, 2024. So the date for the presidential election has been revealed and it is March 17. Russia's upper house of parliament voted on Thursday to set the date for Russia's presidential election for March 17, 2024. The decision was passed unanimously by 162 votes in the Federal Council. With this decision, we are effectively launching the start of the election campaign, head of the Federation Council has said. President Vladimir Zelensky had said that he would not speak with Vladimir Putin to bring the war to an end. It is only when Putin has vacated the office would he discuss it with Russia. So if this time President Putin loses the election, he is defeated and somebody else is elected as the president of Russia, we might expect the war to come to an end. But let's see what will happen if Vladimir Putin gets re-elected. Let's hope he doesn't, so that the Ukraine war stops. There are many things, there are many factors to be taken into consideration, and it is only after a lot of discussions, a lot of meetings, will the Ukraine war come to an end. And we all know that it's not going to stop that easily. It's nearing almost 2 years, 1 year, 10 months, and it is not going to stop that easily. But let's hope if Putin is not elected and somebody else is elected for the post, we may hope for the war to end. If President Zelensky decides to discuss the situation with the new president, things may get better. Let's move on to the next. Why is the light going out? Is the light okay now? Why was the light dipping off? The light is fine here. Okay, let's go ahead. EU thrashing out landmark AI rules in marathon overnight talks. EU lawmakers and governments were still wrangling on Thursday over several key issues on landmark rules governing artificial intelligence. Two sources have revealed as talks extended through the night into a second day. The two sides agreed to a provisional deal on how to regulate fast-growing generative AI systems such as Chat GPT in the early hours of Thursday, overcoming one of the biggest stumbling blocks to a final deal. China's Xi Jinping wants China's Xi Jinping wants top EU officials not to engage in confrontation. Chinese President Xi Jinping on Thursday has warned top EU officials that China and Europe should not view each other as rivals or engage in confrontation due to their different political systems in the first in-person China-EU summit in 4 years. During the meeting, to discuss issues ranging from trade imbalances to Ukraine, Xi Jinping also said China is willing to make the European Union a key economic and trade partner and to cooperate on science and technology, including artificial intelligence. China is wanting to ramp up their business with all those countries which seem to support them. There are not many countries which support China, but the ones that they do, China is eager to do business with them. So they have said that, China has said that these countries should not back out. These countries should come forward and work with China. And it will be different sectors, but AI, artificial intelligence, would be the primary source of growth. Okay. Next one. Saudi Arabia urges US Saudi Arabia urges US restrain as Houthis attack ships in Red Sea. This is a big news doing the rounds today. Saudi Arabia has asked the United States to show restraint in responding to attacks by Yemen's Houthis against ships in the Red Sea, as Riyadh seeks to contain spillover from the Hamas-Israel war. The Iran-aligned Houthis have waded into the conflict that has spread around the Middle East since war erupted on October 2nd, attacking vessels in vital shipping lanes and firing drones and missiles at Israel itself. So you can very well imagine if these ships are attacked, most of these ships have oil because the Middle East is oil rich region. So if these ships, I'm not saying that all of them are filled with oil, but most of them would be carrying oil to various parts of the world. Now if Houthis start attacking the shipping vessels, oil is going to spill over and it's going to cause a massive problem for the people in and around that area. The entire sea would get polluted. What had happened at the Gazprom line, if you remember, the pipelines had been destroyed. It was a case of sabotage, as has been revealed by Russia, and all that region is now full of oil. So much so that it's very difficult to pass oil through the pipelines. I'm sorry, it's difficult for Russia to pass gas, gas is mainly sent through those pipelines, even gas, even oil for that matter, but it's mostly gas. But the area has become so vulnerable after the attack, after the blast, that it has become a very vulnerable region and business has come to a standstill. Okay. Sukhman. Sukhman. Hi Sukhman. You have said, can you speak my name, Sukhman? Hello and welcome to my channel. Please stay tuned and enjoy my information that I am giving you. Okay. So, Saudi Arabia has requested Houthis not to attack ships in Red Sea. The same thing had also happened in the Ukraine war in the Black Sea region, but however, they were able to contain it. Why? Because Ukraine was able to stop it at the very initial stage. A couple of ships containing oil were attacked, but Ukraine stopped these attacks as they counter-attacked Russian ships, and that is when Russia stopped. Otherwise, Russia wouldn't have had stopped these attacks and it would have gone further. That is what had happened. Okay, the next piece of information. US Senate Republicans block Ukraine-Israel aid bill over border dispute. An emergency spending bill to provide billions of dollars in new security assistance for Ukraine and Israel was blocked in the US Senate on Wednesday as Republicans pressed their demands for tougher measures to control immigration at the US border with Mexico. The vote was 49 in favor to 51 against, leaving the $110 billion measure short of the 60 votes needed in the 100-member Senate to pave the way to start debate, threatening President Joe Biden's push to provide new aid before the end of 2023. Next news article, and it's not something very good. It's about a shootout again in America, this time in Las Vegas. In the past 10 years, the number of shootouts, especially in schools, has increased so much that now parents are literally scared to send their kids, especially the kindergarten kids in the USA. This time, okay, let me read out the article. Las Vegas campus shooting leaves 4 dead, including suspect. A lone shooter opened fire on the main campus of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas on Wednesday, killing 3 people and wounding a 4th before the suspect was shot dead by police, authorities said at a news briefing hours afterward. Police declined to publicly identify the assailant, going so far as to avoid any mention of the suspect's gender, nor did they give any information about the victims struck by gunfire, 3 fatally, or their connection to the university. So, we are familiar with such situations in America, and this is just another incident which has happened. And until and unless gun laws are strictly imposed, these shootouts are going to take place and innocent people will keep on losing their lives. Okay, another important news. Italy tells China it is leaving Belt and Road Initiative. Italy has officially informed China that it is leaving the Belt and Road Initiative, dismissing fears the decision sour, could sour relations and damage the Italian economy. Italy in 2019 became the first and so far only major Western nation to join the trade and investment program, ignoring warnings from the United States that it might allow China to take control of sensitive technologies and vital infrastructure. However, when Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni took office last year, she said she wanted to withdraw from the deal, which was championed by President Xi Jinping, saying it had brought no significant gains to Italy. The 2019 accord expires in March 2024, and an Italian government source said Rome had sent Beijing a letter in recent days informing China that it would not be renewing the pact. China's foreign ministry said that the Belt and Road has enormous appeal and global influence without singling out Italy for criticism. We know how China has overtaken the global infrastructure sector, specifically with this Belt and Road initiative, right? Many countries have signed up for the initiative and have worked with China for building roads, for building commercial spaces, and a lot more. However, gradually they realize that it is a trap they should have avoided, but maybe it's too late for them. India has been wise not to deal, not to have taken any kind of help as far as Belt and Road Initiative is concerned. Otherwise, they would have had a very bad global impact. They would have lost out on a lot of money. I will be doing a video specifically on Belt and Road Initiative. I had said earlier I would be doing it, but I need to work on it more, and I will definitely do it for you, but give me some time. There are many of my viewers who had said they don't have much idea about Belt and Road Initiative, but I will do it and upload it for you, and then you can go ahead and discuss what you feel about it, and we can get a conversation going. You are free to add your valuable feedback to all of this, and even to the ones that I'm adding right on the live that you see. Just add your own feedback and what you would like to see. Moving on to the next news. Seychelles declares state of emergency after explosion flooding. Seychelles President declared a state of emergency on Thursday after a blast at an explosives depot and heavy rains damaged an industrial school and surrounding areas. Everyone is being asked to stay at home. All schools will be closed. Only workers in the essential services and persons traveling will be allowed free movement. The explosion has caused massive damage to the Providence Industrial Zone and surrounding areas on the main island of Mahé. The statement said, while flooding due to rains had resulted in major destruction, Mahé is an important area and it has been destroyed. Singapore-China plan reciprocal 30-day visa-free entry. Very important news. Both these countries will put in place a 30-day mutual visa exemption agreement early next year and will work out the implementation details of the mutual 30-day visa exemption arrangement and implementation in early 2024. Chinese Foreign Ministry has said the agreement on mutual visa exemptions for citizens of the two countries, but made no mention of the length of stay. At present, the competent authorities of the two countries are in close communication on specific matters. Both China and Singapore look forward to the early implementation and coming into force of relevant arrangements. Greece and Turkey seek to restart relations meetings in Athens. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan arrived in Athens on Thursday with a delegation of ministers for meetings with Greek counterparts that both countries hope can turn a new page in relations after years of friction. Greece and Turkey, neighbors and NATO allies, have been at odds for decades over issues including where their continental shelves start and end, energy resources, overflights of the Aegean Sea, and ethnically split Cyprus. So now they have decided to restart relations with meetings. Hopefully, this should be a fruitful collaboration. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan is very good with negotiations. He has played an important role during the Ukraine war. He has tried to bring the two countries together to stop the war. The war has not stopped, however, the UN brokered deal where ships can carry grains to other countries has been signed because of Turkey's intervention, because Turkey has moved ahead with the agreement and made Russia do it. It was Turkish president who was instrumental in this UN brokered deal, so that once the deal is signed for the next 120 days, the ships can move out of the Black Sea area carrying the different commodities, be it grains, food grains, be it oil, be it energy resources, be it fertilizers, to various parts of the world which it supplies, because during the Ukraine war all of that was halted just because of Russia's attack. Okay. Colombia, Brazil destroy illegal gold dredges in Amazon rainforest. Both the countries destroyed 19 illegal gold mining dredges in the Amazon rainforest, which were producing 1.5 million of the precious metal a month and polluting rivers with mercury. Colombia's armed forces said monthly production at the illegal mining operation was 23 kilos. Colombian authorities said the US-backed bilateral operation targeted the infrastructure of the transnational criminal group Familia del Norte, whose illicit gold mining dumped 114,000 grams of mercury and polluted 68 million liters of water every month. So that has been stopped. All of that has been now stopped, and people in this region have been working day and night. A lot of poor people were involved in all of this. However, now all of that has stopped, and the police will take all the precautions, all the measures to see that it doesn't restart. So let's hope that it won't start again. So I think we have one more news. West Africa counts on chemicals to curb new cotton pest. Without pausing to wipe the sweat from their brows, workers in northern Ivory Coast picked cotton by the handful, a crop saved by the use of extra insecticides after a new pest wreaked record damage across West and Central Africa last season. So we have reached the end of the session for today, and tomorrow I'll be back with more news articles. Stay tuned and stay updated.